Hello everyone, welcome to this fourth session on Zentangle Ensembles. Hope you enjoyed the first three sessions. Thank you for all your comments and feedback. I really appreciate that. Today again in front of me are four square tiles. I have cut it a little smaller as I did in the previous session also. They are 3 by 3 inch by 3 inch tiles. Yes. And today again we are going to be using a very simple string, a very common string used, which is the seed string. And I'm going to be using this string on all the four tiles. Yes. So this is the first one. For the sake of reference, just draw a line running through, running across diagonally, and then draw the seed, the string like this. Yes. Make sure they are kind of the same size. Moving on to the third, using my pencil to draw the string. Again, a very common shape used in Zentangle practice, the seed shape or the rice shape, and this is a very commonly used string. Yes, so I have drawn the same string on all my four tiles. Now it's the time to tangle. So let us ink our string, the seed shape. We will in fact ink the center line also, but let us first ink this shape. Yes, once we are done with that, now I'm going to add nice printums, rolled printums, mucas growing on the stem on both sides, something like this. Yes, the next one again touches the previous one and curls up like this. The third one again touches the previous one and curls up like this. Yes, something like the tangle opus. So take a cue from the shape of the seed. Restrict your mucas or curled printums, whatever you want to call it, the tangle opus inside the string. Like this. Yes. So I'm going to do the same exercise on the other side also. Probably it will be a good idea to keep the same number of curls. So coordinate with the other side. Hold the tile whichever way you are more comfortable. Take your time. And the last one here. Yes. Once you're done with that, you can always go back and add some bit of weights here and there. So I'm going to use my finer nib and add some weight like this. Not much, a little bit. Hope it is clear. Yes. Again, adding a little weight. Use your finer nib to do that exercise. It will be easier. Yes, done on one side. So I'm going to be doing the same on the other side. Take your time. A little extra ink there. Yes. Now just as we do inside the tangle opus, these sections I'm going to aura. In case they are very small, maybe you can leave it as such. And then I'm going to add orbs inside it. Like this. So aura this section. And then add orbs inside it. Like this. Take your time, slowly. Yes. Yeah. Let's do that on the other side also. Basically, this becomes the tangle opus. Yes. Take your time. Slowly do this exercise. Now these small little spaces which are left, I'm using my red brush pen now and adding red to this space. Here I'm almost coloring using my brush pen. I'm not using it as a watercolor pigment. Instead, I'm using as a sketch pen to color. You can use your normal red Micron. You can use your GellyRoll. Whatever is readily available with you, just go with that. Yes. Let's do that here also. Take your time. Small spaces. You can also add black there if you want. Yeah, that's about it. So that's our seed shape. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is add an aura on both sides. A close aura. Yes, on the other side also. And now one side of the seed shape, this part I will draw a tangle called paradox. Yes. So I have again switched pen to burgundy PN. Yes. You can also use your brown pen if you wish. And now I'm going to straight away start to draw the tangle paradox in this triangular section. I'm going to add some bit of weight towards the end of this line. The next line will come from here, like this. And again at the end of the line, I'm going to add a little bit of weight. The next stroke, again, slight angle as you go towards the end. And I've added a little weight. Again, I'm going to start from here, from one end. As I move towards the end, I'm going to add a slight weight. Again, the same exercise, a little weight towards the end. tangle paradox. I'm using my burgundy pen. You can use any colored pen or black pen or brown pen, whatever you feel like. Don't let that be a constraint. Enjoy the process, because that is what matters. Drawing the tangle paradox with a slight weight as I end the lines. Slowly take your time. Keep rotating your tile. Paradox is one tangle in which you will have to rotate your tile. Yes, now that space has become very small. Now probably you can skip the rotation. Yes, so that's tangle paradox on one side. On the other side, again, choose tangle of your choice. So you can go with a tangle like jongle, or you can go with some diva dance, whatever you feel like. Let's add some diva dance on the other side. Yes, so probably I will go with some diva dance. So using the same burgundy pen, adding an aura. Next, I'm going to add some nice bold inked sections. Like this. Yes. Again, add a close aura. Auras have to be close. I think this version is called the Foxtrot version. Sorry for that. Take your time. Again, adding those humps, bumpy inked sections randomly wherever I feel like. Going with the next layer of auras. Take your time. Yes, again, some bit of ink here and there. Take your time. Yes, I will continue in the same fashion. This tangle is called Diva Dance. So if you want, you can continue doing the same thing till the end, or you can insert something else in the center. That's entirely your choice. How do you want to go about doing it? I'm going to continue in the same fashion. Keep it simple. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Close auras. Diva dance is again a tangle all about auras. Randomly adding some bold inked sections here and there wherever I feel like. Yes, so that's the tangle Diva dance, the foxtrot version. In case you are new to this tangle, please refer to my previous videos where I have done entire series on the tangle Diva dance. Yeah, I think that's our first tile, and I will do exactly the same thing on all the rest of the tiles. Yes, so let's do that gradually, slowly. Now if you want, you can always vary this part of the tile or this part of the tile, but this particular ensemble I want to show you by rotating the tiles also you make a beautiful piece. Yes, that's why I'm going to keep the tiles exactly the same. Yes, so let's get started. So as I mentioned, I'm now working on my second tile, and in this session I'm keeping both the tiles, all the tiles in fact, same, because as I mentioned, I want to rotate the tiles and still form a beautiful ensemble. Yes, so take your time. I've shown you one tile how I've drawn completely. The rest of the tiles I'm going to be doing in exactly the same way. I'm drawing at my own pace. You take your time and complete all the 4 tiles before we go ahead and shade them. Yes. So I'm now working on my last tile. I finished working on the other 3, done exactly the same thing in all the 3 tiles. Moving on to our opus in the last tile, first adding those weights as we did in all our previous tiles. A little bit of character to our beautiful printum shapes or muka shapes, whatever you want to call it. Little extra ink there adds a lot of character. So using my Micron 01 to add a little bit of extra ink there to those curls. Slowly take your time. It's a nice tangle enhancing technique to add weights here and there. Gives a shadow kind of an effect. You generally shade where you add weight. We shall see how do we want to shade our opus later. Right now I'm just going ahead and adding that extra ink. Yes. Coming next to auraing the inside space, just as we did previously, adding some tipple there. So aura the inside space, add some tipples. Take your own time, draw at your own pace. Yes. Just like we do for the tangle opus. I'm varying the size of tipple here. They are not all of the same size, but you can always keep them of the same size. That's entirely up to you, your choice. Moving on to the other side, I'll do the same exercise. Slowly, just aura the inside space. So finished drawing my opus. Moving on next to coloring the small little spaces with my red brush pen. As I mentioned earlier also, you can also make it black or you can just add further tipples, anything that you feel like. I'm doing exactly as I've done in rest of my tiles, filling up that section with red color. Yeah, so done with that. So now what I'm going to do is, before I draw my paradox and diva dance in the last tile, on the last tile, I'm just going to see how do I need to start. Yeah, I'm getting confused myself. Yes. So I'm just taking a cue from the how the fans are formed, and accordingly I'll start with the line. Yes. So taking a cue from the other three tiles. So now I think I need to start from here, the first line, and that's how I'm going to continue. Yes. So the first line is now clear. Now you just have to continue drawing the same in the same manner as we drew our paradox. This is just to maintain that fan shape. Yes. Sorry. So now you just have to again rotate your tile, draw lines with a slight weight at the end. Continue drawing in the same fashion as we did for all the other tiles. So as far as diva dance is concerned, you need not think about whether it is, gelling with the other tile, because there is no, it's not something that will form a meta pattern like a paradox. Yes, because paradox, if you draw it clockwise, anti-clockwise, it is capable of forming different meta patterns because the shape of the fan changes. Yes, so you need to coordinate a little depending on what shape is already formed by the other three tiles, and accordingly you can decide which way to go. Even if you don't, I'm sure it will look fine. Yeah, nothing looks bad as far as Zentangle is concerned. It's a beautiful tangle to draw, pure line work. So I'm continuing to draw in the same fashion. Rotate your tile till the time the space inside is less, so that you can draw all the 3 lines in 3 directions without rotating. Till that time I think you will have to rotate the tile. It's easier to draw that way. Adding that little weight at the end gives a totally different look to your paradox. Draw at your own pace, slowly. It's pure line work. I think now I can do without rotating. Yeah, almost done there. Yep. So that's our paradox. Moving on next to our diva dance. Foxtrot version to be drawn in exactly the same fashion as I showed to you in my first tile. So I'm just going to add weights here and there. Small little inked spaces. So I'm almost done drawing my diva dance here. The last few layers, adding weights here and there, and the last aura. Yes. So we are done drawing all our 4 tiles, and now is the time to shade. Yes. So let's get to shading now. I'm first going to shade my opus. Yes, there are a couple of ways in which you can shade your opus, but now what I am going to do is add graphite on one side of the opus. Yes, so one half of the opus I'm going to shade, darken it, and then we are going to highlight the other half. So if you want, you can shade it in different ways. For example, you can go into shading each of these printums, right? Or you can highlight the string, that is shade the seed shape, but I choose to shade it this way. Moving on to the next, again adding graphite on one side of my opus and then blend it, almost covering the entire section with gray. However, it is darker on the line, and then I'm pulling it towards the other end. Yes. So I'll shade all the opus in exactly the same way. Take your time, slowly blend the graphite, pull it away from the center line. So it would be a little darker on the line and then slightly fades away as you move towards the other end. Yes. And the last one here. Blend, pull it towards the other end. We shall use the chalk on the other half of the opus to give a nice high and low effect. Yes. So let's now move on to shading our paradox. Paradox, it's a good idea to shade the fans. That is, wherever we have added this extra weight, I'm going to add some graphite there. Yes. And you can also, in fact, add some graphite at the point from where lines are emerging. We shall do that also. Let's first blend this much. So let's add some graphite at these points from where lines are emerging. Blend it. Make sure you don't blend too much. You need the in-between space white, like a highlight. Yes. Moving on next to our Diva dance. Up to you, how do you want to shade it? Yes, I'm just going to outline the seed shape. I think that's where I'm going to add my graphite. But there are so many ways you can go about shading it. Let's keep it to the minimum right now. We can add more if we wish to. Shading at the bottom, basically outlining the seed shape. Yes. If you want, you can add on the other two sides also, but I think I'm going to stop here. Let's move on to our next style now. Same. I'll shade the paradox in the same fashion. Adding graphite. Places where lines are emerging from. Highlighting the fan shape which is formed due to the repeating auras. Blend the graphite. Take your time. Yes. Make sure the whites are also intact. You don't blend too much. And then moving on to our Diva dance. Again, highlighting the seed shape. Blend nicely. Take your time. Yes, so two of our tiles, they are ready. So I'm done shading all my tiles. Next is to add a highlight. So use a chalk pencil and highlight. Use it to add highlight to the other side of your opus. Yes, use a different blending stub to kind of soften the chalk. Like this. Yes, so I'm going to be doing this for all. Use a different stub. Blend the chalk. And the last one here. Yes, so I don't think we need to do anything else to the tiles. Let us now arrange it. I would first probably arrange it in this fashion. Yeah, like this. Yes, so it's a beautiful, beautiful paradox in the center. Yes, you can see how beautifully they blend together to form a beautiful meta pattern and a complete piece of work when we join all the four tiles together. Yes, now if we rotate the tiles, let's see, like this. So now we have this beautiful flowing Diva dance in the center. Yes, if you want, you can add some bit of black pearls here and there. Use your black Micron and place some beautiful black pearls as an embellishment. They look beautiful. So that's one more easy way to create an ensemble. Some tiles which are related because of the choice of tangles. However, in this case I have drawn exactly same 4 tiles, just coordinated them while I was drawing. Even if you don't, they will look part of a bigger artwork which we call an ensemble. Yes. So that's the beauty of creating beautiful ensembles. Hope you liked this session also. I shall see you again with 1 or 2 more sessions on ensembles. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.